They started with five loaves. Not enough, not even close. But by the end, they were carrying 12 baskets, not crumbs, overflow. So, what changed? Before we step into this moment, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and help this message reach someone who needs it. Now, listen carefully. The day was slipping away. The sun was beginning to lower. And what started as a moment was turning into a problem. Thousands of people still listening, still waiting, still following. No one wanted to leave. But there was one issue no one could ignore anymore. They were hungry. Not just a few people, not a small group, thousands. No food stalls, no nearby villages, no backup plan. Just a massive crowd and an impossible situation. And right in the middle of it, Jesus said something unexpected. He doesn't panic, he doesn't rush. He turns to his disciples and asks a simple question. Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat? But this wasn't just a question. It was a test. Because sometimes God will ask you a question not to get information, but to reveal your faith. The disciples begin calculating. How much money would it take? Even that wouldn't be enough. They looked at the crowd and saw lack. They looked at the situation and saw impossibility. Then Andrew speaks up. There's a boy here. He has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But then he says something honest. What is that among so many? In other words, it's not enough. And that's where most people stop. Because what they have doesn't look like enough. But Jesus doesn't reject it. He doesn't say it's too small. He doesn't say it's useless. He simply says, bring it to me. And that changes everything. Because what is insignificant in your hands becomes powerful in His. Jesus takes the loaves, He gives thanks, He breaks them, and then He gives them to His disciples. Notice this, the miracle did not happen all at once. It happened in motion. As they distributed, it multiplied, step by step, hand by hand, moment by moment. And suddenly, everyone had enough. Not just a little, not just barley. They were filled, satisfied. And then comes the moment we often overlook. Jesus says, gather the fragments so that nothing is lost. And when they did, they filled 12 baskets with what was left over. 12! They started with 5, but obedience ended in 12. Do you see it? The miracle wasn't just in the feeding, it was in the overflow. Each disciple, the same ones who doubted, the same ones who said it's not enough, now carried a basket. Overflow in their own hands. Because when you release what you think is not enough, God returns it multiplied. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough, not enough time, not enough resources, not enough strength, not enough faith. But God is not asking for your abundance. He is asking for your obedience. Because the question is not, is it enough? The real question is, will you place it in His hands? They started with 5, but the obedience ended in 12. And today, God is still doing the same thing. So whatever is in your hands right now, don't underestimate it. Surrender it. Trust Him with it and watch what He does. Because with Jesus, Not enough is more than enough. If this message inspired you, please like, share, and leave a comment. Thank you for your support.